Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Mandy, and here on this show, every week we interview some awesome people from around the country to bring you lifestyle tips, tricks, and more. And this week we have this.
You walk into a restroom and it smells bad, turn around and walk right out. Go somewhere else.
All that and more on New Mexico Rising.
Perimenopause can start earlier than many people think, and it often brings hot flashes, fatigue, and brain fog. Today, we're looking at new ways to manage these changes and why support at the workplace really matters. Joining us are Marie Werrington, CEO of Plus One, and Dr. Kathleen Jordan, Chief Medical Officer at Midi Health. Welcome, Maria and Dr. Jordan.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Dr. Jordan, what are the most common signs of perimenopause and why do they surprise so many women?
Well, I think a lot of women know about hot flashes and night sweats, right? It's the hallmark symptom of menopause. But I think they're taken a bit by surprise when all these symptoms start in perimenopause. So perimenopause is most women in their 40s, a lot of women 35 and up. And the symptoms are much bigger than just hot flashes and night sweats, right? So you see increase in depression. You see a lot of sleeping problems. So 2/3 of women don't sleep well. You see changes to your hair and skin. So you see less hair loss, but you also see dry hair, dry skin, vaginal dryness. And then your metabolism changes as well. So without changing your diet, your cholesterol can go up, your sugars go up, and your weight can actually go up. So these are all triggered by the hormone changes of perimenopause and menopause and really affect women's health and wellness more broadly and holistically than I think is well understood by women.
Maria, what made you want to create a product line for women going through perimenopause and menopause?
Well, these symptoms are real, but women feel invisible as it relates to these symptoms. So we created a brand new innovative collection. The Wellness Care Collection by Plus One is a brand new, clean and affordable solution for some of the symptoms related to perimenopause. Think libido changes, sleep support, hot flashes, and brain fog. We are so proud of this collection and are happy to be launching it for Menopause Awareness Month with both Walgreens and Walmart.
Maria, why do you think it's important to talk more openly about menopause?
We need to break the taboo around these symptoms in the time of perimenopause and menopause. Women are feeling, and they need to be heard. They need to be able to share these symptoms and how they're feeling with their families and with their workplace, because really it's 50% of the population that's going to go through this. We're also hearing that 80% of women are impacted at work by perimenopausal symptoms. We can't let this happen. Women need to be able to speak about it so we can help come up with ways to support them.
Dr. Jordan, how can better awareness and support at work help women during this time?
Well, I think we first have to not trivialize the symptoms, right? These changes are actually impacting women's health and wellness, their quality of life, but also the workplace. Like, women tell us every day at Midi Health, and studies show that almost 50% of women tell us they're not seeking promotions because they are exhausted from the signs and symptoms of menopause and perimenopause. And almost a quarter are considering quitting their jobs. Others are reducing their hours, right? So this is impacting women's health and wellness and their financial well-being. So I think it's really important for the workplace to lean in. So doing that with covered benefits, as well as making a conversation okay, has been great. We've been working with Maria on that. I'd love for her to
Yeah, absolutely.
share.
So we at Plus One have partnered with Midi Health to provide this benefit to all of our employees. So they are able to access the Midi Health online and telehealth solutions to really discuss with clinical experts about their symptoms. This is a really exciting time for employers to think about how they can better support women in the workforce. Another way that we're helping our Beacon Wellness employees is by providing some support for some of the costs that may be not covered by insurance. Sometimes there are those costs, and we are helping to bring down those costs for our employees. We're really excited about this. We hope others learn more about Midi and do the same for their workforce.
Where can people go to learn more or get help with perimenopause?
For more information about Plus One, you can go to myplusone.com. You can search by symptom and find some of the products we talked about today.
And for expert care visits, you can go to joinmidi.com. That's joinmidi.com and book a visit.
Maria and Dr. Jordan, thank you so much for joining us. Between costumes, candy, and classroom parties, Halloween can leave us moms feeling tired. Did you know staying fresh and confident all day is actually possible? Here to share what's in her trick-or-treat toolkit with some quick beauty tips is board-certified dermatologist Dr. DiAnne Davis. Welcome, Dr. Davis.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Trick-or-treating definitely wears us moms out. What are some of the ways we can stay feeling fresh, especially after such a long day?
So I would say, especially if you work and then you have to think about trick-or-treating in the evening time, a 5-minute quick reset can definitely do wonders. So even just a couple of minutes to stretch, have a little water to rehydrate, and a protein meal can help to increase your energy levels. Now, the essentials that we don't want to forget before we leave the house are definitely our cell phone and portable charger, your water bottle, first aid kit, flashlight, and reflective bands if you're going to be walking around in the evening time, and also layers of clothes depending on where you are for those temperatures, and also supportive shoes.
And can you tell us about this trick-or-treat toolkit you've put together with busy moms in mind? What belongs in it?
Yes. So in addition, we want to add to our trick-or-treat toolkit definitely something that's going to give you all-day protection from sweat, because we're going to be running around all day, remember? So I love Secret Clinical. It defends against 3 different types of sweat while restoring your skin's natural barrier. This is dermatologist tested and trusted to keep you confident and dry, whether you're working out, carpooling, or trick-or-treating throughout the day. This product works best when you apply it in the evening time because that's when the sweat glands are less active. So it allows for you to absorb the antiperspirant deodorant so it can work better. Now, for some people, they prefer a spray over a deodorant stick. And that's where I like to recommend the Native Deodorant Spray. This is a lightweight formulation with a fresh scent to brighten your morning, and it contains impactful ingredients that are going to provide all-day protection, but the ingredients are not harsh. Now, the Native Deodorant Spray goes best on clean, dry skin. So make sure that your skin is completely dry when you apply the deodorant spray, and then make sure you let it dry before putting on your clothes. If there's too much moisture, the product may not effectively decrease the body odor.
And what is one of your favorite skincare treats that can help moms glow and feel confident through the night?
So because we're going and then we want to have that glow, I really love the OLAY Micro-Sculpting Cream. So this is a luxurious cream that is going to energize your skin cells so that you look and feel younger longer. It deeply hydrates the skin, tightens the skin, and gives you a visible lift. I love that you can apply this product not only on the face, but the neck and chest so that we get that maximum hydration while evening out the skin tone and improving our texture. This product works great on all skin types. And again, we can apply it on all 3 areas.
And where can everyone go for more information or find these products?
So you can find them at the QR code, or you can check out your nationwide retailers. These products are easily accessible and you can get them for the entire family.
Dr. Davis, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
When the air in the office smells bad or feels still, most people want out. And now research shows that really affects how safe workers feel. With cold and flu season here, Brian Leafblad from Reckitt's Lysol Pro Solution joins us to talk about what's in the air we breathe and how better air quality can help keep everyone healthy. Hi, Brian.
Hi.
As cold and flu season begins, why is air quality such a big issue for offices right now?
It's a big issue because it affects both the workers and the employer and the workspace. And it's something that often is ignored. People just don't think about it until or unless there's a really bad smell and then they realize, oh, something's going on here. We need to figure out what this is. But it affects workers' mindset. We're coming out of COVID. We're coming into cold and flu season. People are concerned about viruses. Some 78% of people tell us that they are worried about the potential for illness-causing viruses like cold, flu, and COVID-19 being present in the air when they get to work. And then if people do actually get sick, they're not able to work. That absenteeism is a significant impact. And the CDC tells us that some $225 billion is lost from US businesses every year because employees are out sick.
And the new survey found most workers avoid places that smell bad or feel stuffy. Why does that matter?
Right? Which, I mean, in a way, if you think about it in terms of bathrooms, right, it often it makes sense. We tend to think of it that way, where you walk into a restroom and it smells bad, turn around and walk right out, go somewhere else. And some 6 in 10 people, so 60%, tell us that they do that at work. They refuse to use the restroom at work because it smells bad. And if we think outside the restroom and go broader into just more shared spaces like conference rooms and meeting rooms at work, some 70% of people tell us they're worried about the air in a shared space like that. And if it smells bad, it smells musty, that is very concerning for them, to the point that some 3 out of 10 get up and walk out.
And how can improving the air help workers feel more comfortable about going back to the office?
Well, it makes sense. If you smell something bad, you don't want to stick around, right? The opposite is also true. If we can improve the quality of the air, then it'll have a positive effect. And we see that even more strongly. Some 80% of people tell us if they know that their employer is actively sanitizing the air, that they would feel more comfortable, more confident in coming into work. So they get the benefit of knowing that their employer is doing something about it. That tells them that they matter. Their well-being is important, and that their employer cares about the environment that people are in.
And all right, some people think if the air smells clean, it must be clean. Is that true?
Not necessarily, no, because we're not really smelling viruses and bacteria directly, right? What we're smelling is some of the odors that bacteria can give off. So if you use an air freshener, a fragrance, a scent like that, all it's doing is providing a smell trigger to us. It's not actually killing the viruses and the bacteria that are present that are causing the malodor to begin with. So it might smell great, but it's not actually killing the source of the odor, which is the bacteria.
And what kinds of products or tools can we help to rid both odors and germs in the air?
You need a product that is specifically designed so it's built this way to kill viruses and bacteria in the air. We're used to thinking about this for surfaces already, but you need one that is specifically designed for air. A surface product won't necessarily work in the air. So you need one that is designed for air. And Lysol air sanitizer does exactly that. It kills viruses and bacteria in the air, so you can have confidence that you're killing 99.9% of viruses and bacteria in the air. And by killing that bacteria, you're killing the bacteria that are also causing the malodors. So you're eliminating malodors at the source by killing the bacteria that produce them in the first place.
And where can people go to learn more?
If you would like to learn more about this particular product, Lysol air sanitizer, or just in general about germs and how to deal with them, you can go to lysolprosolutions.com/air.
Brian, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
AI is everywhere now, at work, in schools, and even in healthcare. That convenience comes with new security concerns. Since it's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, Aman Sarahi, Chief Information Security Officer at Cyberhaven, is here to share how we can use AI responsibly and keep sensitive data safe. Great to have you today.
Yeah, hey, thank you so much. It is Cybersecurity Month, so it is a topic on everyone's mind.
And how quickly are companies and employees starting to use AI in the workplace?
You know, the adoption of this is really profound. It's one of the few technology shifts that we've seen in our lifetime that it's being almost a bottoms-up movement. And what I mean by that is employees are the ones that are gravitating to this technology at a rampant pace. And employers are not even aware of it. So I think the adoption of this is still to be unknown in a sense that I think it's adopted in a forum that we're not even able to put our hands around it yet.
And what are some of the risks when people put company data into AI programs?
Yeah, you know, a lot of people are focusing on the data and the tooling around it. I'll take a little different twist on this. I think it's really going to come down to human judgment. And let me elaborate on that a little bit more, is we as employees are adopting this technology at scale And we are leveraging this technology to talk about customer challenges or HR challenges, which traditionally were actually talked about with your manager or your peers. And we are going down this path of having a blind trust with these models. And we are hoping that the answers we get are perfectly right. So I think there's going to be a shift in how we use it. And there are going to be some boundaries that need to be put in place with our customers, our employees, and our partners.
And why is it so important to protect private or sensitive information from these tools?
Yeah, I mean, the greatest gift that AI has given us is its recall, right? It knows all the data that we're actually using, and it doesn't delete anything, right? You can feed it in a customer list, and it knows your clients. You feed it a product idea, it'll know your roadmap. You feed it a snippet of your proprietary code or critical code, and it'll be a system of choice that you need to use. So it'll become your digital doppelganger in some sense, and that's where we have to be careful about it. And I think that's where employers are going to have to put in the right guardrails to make sure this is done correctly.
And how can employers help with the right rules for safe AI use at work?
Yeah, the employers are going to have the biggest role in this. And what I mean by that is they're going to be the architects of trust, right? They're going to have to be the ones that we're going to lean on in a version of trust. When I say that is, they're going to have to put in the ethical guardrails, the operational nuances to make sure we're doing this correctly. They're also going to have to make sure that the models are kept securely. But I think the last one is the most important one of all, and that's the education side of it. And educating employees on a real-time basis with prompts to make sure that they're not tripping over themselves, or even annual training. Set that aside. I think the training needs to be focused on the data ethics side of it and critical thinking. So if you look at a model, you want to make sure that critical thinking is applied to using these models, and the data ethics. I know what data are we using, when are we using it, how are we using it. So I think those are the areas that the employers are going to be really focused on.
And can you share a few simple do's and don'ts for using AI responsibly?
So let's not share our secrets. Let's not share our trade secrets. Let's not share something that's important to us. Let's avoid that, right? What we do want to do is embrace this technology, because it's going to amplify your idea. When you give it an idea, it's going to give you 10 different ways to slice and dice it and amplify it to change the velocity of your company or the direction of where you want to go. But the second thing you need to remember is trust but verify, right? We've heard this phrase before. You're going to get the answers you want, but you want to make sure that the answers you're getting, you verify it in a sense that, is it in the right context of what I need to use it for? Is it for the right audience, what I need it for?
And where can people go to learn more?
The best place to go is cyberhaven.com. We are the one-stop shop for your digital breadcrumb trail of your data, whether you're in fintech, whether you're in healthcare, whether you're a law firm or a technologist. Please reach out to us and we'll help you with your data security platform.
And thank you so much for joining us today.
All right, cheers. Thank you so much.
Halloween es una de las noches más emocionantes del año para los niños, pero también un momento en que los padres piensan en cómo mantener a todos seguros mientras salen a pedir dulces después del anochecer. Hoy nos acompaña Marie Duarte. Ella es experta en tecnología y seguridad familiar, quien se une a Verizon con el fin de compartir cómo la tecnología puede ayudar a las familias a mantenerse conectadas y seguras en esta noche especial. Marie es madre de 4 hijos y ha sido destacada en Paris Magazine, Univision y People en español. Marie, qué gusto tenerte con nosotros. Bienvenida.
Muchas gracias, muy bien. Feliz de estar aquí con ustedes.
Gracias, Marie. Para nosotros es un gusto compartir este espacio contigo y queremos preguntarte cuáles son esas principales preocupaciones de los padres en Halloween.
Como tú dices, es una fecha muy esperada, los niños la esperan con ansia, pero también los papás nos podemos estresar un poquito por todos estos peligros que puede ser que les pueda agarrar la noche, la oscuridad, el tráfico, que los niños tengan disfraces y se nos puedan perder de vista. Pero a mí me encanta específicamente cómo Verizon ha creado herramientas para ayudar a los papás a afrontar algunos de los desafíos que tenemos al criar a los niños en el mundo digital, específicamente con la Verizon Family App, que se diseñó para ayudar a tener esta tranquilidad y este, como dicen, peace of mind específicamente con la función de Safe Walk, que nos permite monitorear a nuestros niños en cada paso que dan con la ubicación exacta en tiempo real. Es como si nosotros caminásemos con ellos de manera virtual. Eso les da mucha confianza a los niños porque ellos pueden ver el icono que nosotros estamos ahí viéndolos, y a nosotros también nos da esa tranquilidad y por supuesto ya este Halloween podría ser mucho más ameno y mucho más tranquilo para nosotros.
Así es, María Inés, y queremos saber cuáles son esas formas en las que nosotros podemos salir a la calle con nuestros niños, pero que el salir sea más seguro.
Claro que sí. Vamos a empezar por lo básico, ¿no? Asegurémonos que nuestros niños usan ropa fluorescente, de colores, incluso linternas, que no van solos, que siempre van acompañados. Es importante agregar esa capa adicional de seguridad digital, como por ejemplo con la función de Safe Walk con SOS de la Verizon Family App, que aquí los niños pueden enviar una alerta a sus contactos, generalmente a los papás o las personas que tienen en contacto, en caso se sientan inseguros o se sientan en peligro. Estos botones SOS de emergencia encabezan la lista de deseo de los padres para que pedir dulce este Halloween sea mucho más seguro. Incluso un 36% de los papás quieren que sus hijos lleven uno de estos botones, según una encuesta reciente. Se trata de usar la tecnología de forma inteligente y equilibrada, y eso nos ayuda a nosotros, las familias, a disfrutar muchísimo más de esta noche de Halloween.
Y continuamos hablando de seguridad. Queremos preguntarte qué otras opciones existen para que los padres puedan mantenerse conectados con nuestros niños en esta noche especial del año.
Claro que sí, hay muchas otras opciones, no solamente para nosotros estar conectados, sino que también para que nuestros niños se sientan independientes. Yo recomiendo muchísimo el Gizmo Watch, que es ideal para los niños entre 6 y 11 años, porque les ayuda a conectarse específicamente con esa lista aprobada de contactos, que son máximo 20 contactos. También tiene esta zona segura, que si nuestros niños salen de esa zona segura, pues nos manda una alerta. Y el Gizmo Watch 3 específicamente tiene cámara para hacer videollamadas, para mandar videos, para tomar fotos. También tiene conexión Bluetooth. Y para los niños un poquito más grandes que ya quieren ser independientes, pues tenemos el Verizon Family Plus, que incluye la ubicación ilimitada, reportes de manejo para adolescentes, control de tiempo en pantalla y hasta una línea familiar compartida que con un solo número que suena a todos los teléfonos de la familia, lo cual nos da muchísima tranquilidad a todos.
María Inés, hemos venido hablando de tecnología, de seguridad y por supuesto del acompañamiento de los padres en esta noche tan especial como es Halloween. Pero deseamos saber si tienes otro consejo para que los padres puedan tener en cuenta.
Claro que sí, como dije anteriormente, para los niños que quieren ser más independientes, recomiendo mucho el Verizon Family Plus. Y también otros consejos que puedo dar es asegurarse que cargan los teléfonos, si están bien cargados, asegúrense que los servicios de ubicación estén activos y repasen en conjuntos toda la familia las funciones Safe Walk y SOS. Vean cómo funcionan para que la puedan activar enseguida. También establecer los límites simples, por ejemplo, qué calles caminar, a qué hora reportarse, dónde pueden ir, dónde no, y una preparación, que eso realmente va a ser la diferencia. Cuando las familias combinamos esos buenos hábitos con la tecnología inteligente de Verizon, Halloween se vuelve mucho más divertido, seguro y sin preocupaciones, porque al final Verizon nos da esa tranquilidad que no se trata solamente de que tiene una red 5G fuerte, confiable en los Estados Unidos, sino que también protege lo que es mucho más importante para nosotros, que es la familia, nuestros hijos.
María Inés, muchísimas gracias, pero antes de finalizar, ¿dónde podemos encontrar más información para que los padres estén atentos y por supuesto utilicen estas herramientas tan importantes para mantener a salvo a sus niños?
Claro que sí, lo que te estaba comentando es tener mucha comunicación, cargar los teléfonos, asegurar que sabemos cómo funcionan todos estos servicios, como la función de Safe Walk y SOS, y de todos modos, para mucho más información, te aconsejo que vayas a verizon.com/family y ahí podrás conseguir toda la información necesaria.
María Inés, muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros en este espacio y compartir todos estos consejos y detalles de cómo mantenernos seguros y a salvo, gracias a la tecnología, en esta noche tan importante como lo es Halloween.
Muchas gracias a ustedes, gracias por tenerme y feliz Halloween.
Lately, we've seen all of the buzz around new weight loss medications, but with that popularity comes some real safety concerns. Many people are turning to compounded or knockoff versions that are sold online, and experts are warning that some can even be dangerous. So joining me is Dr. Lee Verbois, a board member of the Alliance for Safe Online Pharmacies and a former FDA official, here to explain what's happening and how patients can protect themselves. Welcome to the show, Dr. Verbois. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Okay, there have been a lot of talk about compounded versions of these popular GLP-1 weight loss medications. I'm getting advertised for them. What are some of the real risks about these, and what should we know?
Yeah, I get a lot of advertisements too. And it's important to understand that there is a gap between FDA-approved drugs and compounded GLP-1s. And that's a real and serious risk for many patients. Mass compounders are creating knockoffs and untested and unproven drugs and adding unnecessary ingredients like B12 and falsely claiming that they're personalized for individual patients. Too often, these are being sold in illegal online pharmacies, and that bypasses all the safeguards that are meant to protect patients. We see that this is having an impact on patients. Patients are more likely to be hospitalized up to 2 times the rate of others.
And many people are surprised to hear that the compounded drugs don't always go through the same FDA process. Why are they allowed to be sold at all?
Yeah, compounded drugs fill a very narrow gap when FDA-approved drugs are not available for a specific patient need. Think about when someone has an allergy to a piece of an approved product. And right now, mass compounders are violating FDA rules by mass producing knockoff GLP-1s and pretending that they're personalized. Many are sold through these unverified pharmacies. And the safest thing that a patient can do is go through one of the verified pharmacies and only use FDA-approved products.
So if somebody is looking for a weight loss treatment, what steps can they take to make sure that the medication is safe and even legitimate?
Yeah, the first thing a patient needs to do to make sure they're getting safe products is to talk to their healthcare provider before starting any medication, and only use verified pharmacies that dispense FDA-approved GLP-1s. To stay informed, patients can visit the Alliance for Safe Online Pharmacies at www.buysaferx.pharmacy.
And finally, what more can be done by patients, providers, or even like policymakers to try to better protect people from these like unsafe online products?
I love getting this question because it shows that everyone has a little bit of responsibility. Patient safety has to come first. FDA needs to step up their inspection. They need to close their oversight gaps and enforce rules prohibiting the sale of unsafe compounded GLP-1s. Recalls and warning letters show us how serious the risks are. And the data I showed on hospitalization, it showcases that. At the end of the day, this is fundamentally a public health issue. Patients should consult their healthcare providers, but FDA needs to close those gaps and showcase their critical role in keeping patients safe.
I want to thank you for joining me today. One more time, where can we go for more information?
Go to www.buysaferx.pharmacy.
Dr. Verbois, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in and checking out New Mexico Rising. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at New Mexico Rising. That was our show, New Mexico Rising. You take care, and we'll see you next week.